Hey guys, welcome back to Dad's Van. Today I'm going to be dealing with replacing a fog lamp on the front of the Sprinter. If you do a lot of road trips, you might get a rock or something kicked up. Could crack a windshield, could crack a light. In my case, it cracked the glass on this fog lamp. So I was able to order a replacement, and today we're going to be swapping that out for a new one. Now the way these fog lamps work on a Sprinter is there is no replacement for just the glass, so you have to get a full fog lamp assembly. This one that I picked up from the dealership costs about 110 bucks. There are some available online that are cheaper, but I just wanted to keep things directly from the manufacturer in this case. So I spent a little extra to get the Mercedes part. Alright, first step is going to be removing this outer trim piece so that we can access the screws that'll allow us to remove the broken fog lamp. Okay, so there's a lot of little clips on here which pop off really easily, but there's two larger clips located here and here and right here that you actually have to push on to release it. Alright, take a look at this up close. You can see there's two tabs up in this corner, two tabs here, and then one down at the bottom. And those are what you have to pop off. The two on the sides come out pretty easy. This one in the upper left and this one on the bottom left, they have a little plastic tab there, and that's what you need to kind of work this over to release it. Those are a little bit harder, but they do come. Just be careful. Use a putty knife. Okay, now that we have the outer trim piece removed, if you get a good flashlight, you can look in here and see that there are 1, 2, 3 Torx screws holding this fog lamp assembly into place. You'll see there's like a 4th Torx screw type thing down here at the bottom, but if you check the new assembly, you'll see that's on there as well. So that's actually part of the assembly itself. Looks like it's for tipping and tilting the fog lamp for alignment. Alright, so inside here there's 3 Torx T20 bolts that we need to get out, and they're recessed quite a bit, so what you're going to need to do is get a T20 bit like this, get an extender so you can reach back in there, and then you can get it out with a hand tool or ratchet tool like this. Just a note when you're unscrewing this, try to make sure these screws don't fall off the assembly, because there are some holes here that go down into the bumper that the screw could fall into. Not a huge deal if that happens, because you can always go underneath and reach into the bumper area, feel around and pull the screw out, but just be aware of that. Now disconnect this. We're gonna push down on this pin. Like that, and then this should slide off. Okay, now we're going to connect up the new assembly. Just snap the connector back on until you hear it click. Go ahead and put the assembly back in. Now, as far as alignment goes, I compared, the screw for alignment on the old fog lamp with the one on the new. They look like they were in the exact same position, so I'm gonna bet that means this is pretty well aligned right out of the box. Alright, next we're gonna put the 3 Torx screws back in, again using the extended bit holder. Alright, now before we put the trim piece back on, just because that was the hardest part to get off, let's go ahead and test this thing, make sure it's working. Alright, now before we put the assembly back together, we want to test the fog lamp. To do that, you have to switch the lights on and then actually pull this light switch out 1 notch. You'll see that's going to turn the fog lamp light green. Pulling it out a second time activates the main headlight down beam, but for this test we just need to pull it out once. Alright, and so now we can see the fog lamp's on, so we know electrically everything's working okay. Alright, last step's going to be putting the cover back on the fog lamp. Easiest thing to do is start with this back corner here, tuck that in, and then push the other tabs until they snap. Yeah, and you're all set.